I don't flash your whole audience.
I think boobs are really good. And I think you should just show one titty so I can get more subscribers.
You know what?
Thank you.
It's a tough economy.
If you are a real friend, if you are my real friend, you will come show.
All right, finally.
Yay! This will be on the Patreon. So, like, if you want to see Aneesha's.
Watch, everyone's going to go straight to
I don't have a Patreon.
Hate to disappoint, sorry.
Hate to disappoint. Okay. Hello, newbies. Welcome to Are You New? With Kalkirani Jamo. Today, I have the most special list of guests. Pray for this episode because I have my oldest friend in the US with me, my best friend, Aneesha, Joshi.
I'm not the oldest friend.
No, I'm older than you.
Yeah, okay.
Oldest.
I mean, like the person you've known for the most years. I'm not the oldest friend you have.
I just said in America, I'm foreign. Like, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, the person I have been friends with for the longest in these United States. Aneesha Joshi is an actress, a dancer, a superstar.
Wow.
An economics major who studied abroad in Shanghai for
I'm actually an IR
no
major. I was
reason.
an econ minor, but okay.
You were?
Yeah.
You don't need to know your friends'
I
majors.
feel like no. If you're really friends, you don't actually know what
You don't.
do.
Yeah. Have you seen? Yeah. Have you seen the TikTok of like, what do you actually know what your best friend does? There's no way you know what I do.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what Sapna does.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you really know somebody, like you just don't know what their occupation is. But I know that you're really good at it.
I'm
She's
a personality hire, actually.
So yeah.
on my actual job, I'm very much a personality hire. I have my value.
I'm gonna put my hair up. It's hot.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
We're getting casual up in here.
Yeah, we're very chill. We're very casual. But yes, Aneesha is a superstar, a long time friend. So long friends that we have matching tattoos. You're probably like, oh, that's a poor life decision to make. Maybe.
I didn't wax my arms the day of this episode, but okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Ignore that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm really excited to have her. We're going to do our best to not make this seem like an inside baseball conversation. And I don't know any baseball rules, so I don't even really know what that means. But
I don't.
Yeah, we'll be relatable with y'all. Thank you for coming, Fran.
Thanks for having me.
You have to come, obviously, because I would kill you dead otherwise. But
I've been waiting to do this. It's like such a long time coming. I'm obsessed.
Yay!
It's weird because I feel like we're in my living room and I feel like now, but we're not. Like we're in a studio. So it's just like.
With the camera.
Yeah, we'll just ignore all of this and act like we're just yapping on my couch.
Yeah.
Or your couch.
The only thing that's missing is like a couple bottles of wine. But yeah.
Or tea. We do that too sometimes.
Yeah.
We do.
We drink tea.
We do drink tea.
Yes.
Oh my God. We're getting off to a really good start. This is fantastic.
We always drink tea only, actually, exclusively. But yeah, what kind of day are you having?
I am having a good day.
Yay.
I am in New York again after so long. And, you know, this week has just been fun, stacked up. I'm getting back to meeting my friends and dancing and doing stuff like this. And
yes.
you
you were dancing yesterday. It looked really good.
Oh, thank you.
I loved your outfit as well.
Thank you.
Do you know when that's going to come out?
Hopefully soon. In a couple days, we'll edit the reel. But with dance, I just feel like when I do it, I'm in like the most flow state.
Yeah.
So I was just having, I don't know, it felt like theater days. It felt like I was 17 again or something. Like it was so easy.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good reminder now at our age where it's like, God, the more you can tap into the kinds of activities that make you feel like flow state, the more often you do it, the better it is for your soul and spirit. And I was reminded of that yesterday. So
Yay.
So grateful.
Would you say dancing is your first love over acting?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I would say so, yeah. I was dancing from a very, very young age.
Yes.
But I always say this, I feel like dancing and learning classical dance and being trained for so long made me a better actor.
Can you explain what classical dance is?
Yeah, so I was trained in Kuchipudi
Yeah.
and Bharatanatyam, which are Indian classical forms of dance, which are rigorous and curriculum-based. And essentially you have what's called a Ranga Pravesham or a graduation.
Yes.
And once you've reached enough knowledge and learned all of the major dances, then you give a performance, which is essentially your debut as a dancer. And people think that that's like kind of a graduation, but in the dance world, or at least the classical dance world, that's when your learning actually begins. Because that's when you've just achieved, it's like finishing your core classes freshman year.
Yeah.
And then now you are equipped to then advance and dig deeper into knowledge of dance. And I'm very grateful to, Lakshmi Babu, my guru. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. I did my Ranga Pravesham under her tutelage, and it was some of the best years of my life. And I'm happy to continue carrying that tradition on. And it lives with me. I think it gives me structure and purpose.
Yeah.
And so I feel like me dedicating so much of my time and my life to dance and learning how to express, again, in Indian classical dance, a lot of emotions are portrayed a lot because a lot of it is the stories of our Hindu mythology.
Yeah.
And so stories of
beautiful.
Love
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know what? Pause this video. Subscribe right now to Are You New Pod. Pause the video. Go ahead and watch a couple clips of like Indian classical dance performances. It's stunning.
It's an ancient art form, and it's absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
And there's stories of love and betrayal and heartbreak and anger and jealousy and possession and war and all these things. And these are very heavy themes. And if you immerse yourself in that kind of dance, I feel like it makes you more of an empath. It makes you more emotional or emotionally aware or awake. And I think that really helped me when I decided to really take acting seriously. I was able to put some of that emotional intelligence into my auditions and into my performances. So I do think that they go hand in hand massively.
I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, I was not trained in dance. I just was in our school musicals, which was a lot of fun. And I had 7 left feet because I was not trained in dance.
Please, and then I learned. You were fine.
No, I had I couldn't dance, but I had rhythm. God is good. Sorry, my ancestors.
I seen you break down at the club, girl. Like,
yeah. No, I couldn't dance, but I couldn't dance.
You're like,
choreography.
I don't dance. I dance.
Dance. Choreography kicked my ass.
Oh no!
I would just like watch people learn. Like, they would do it one time, and then you have to just like know how to do it. And I was like, ma'am, several questions. First of all, which feet?
That's so funny. Yeah.
But Aneesha's such a beautiful, like such a stunning dancer. So she's mesmerizing as a dancer. So yeah, you can see all of her dances on her Instagram, which we will link below. But she's so talented.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are we good?
No, I'm just making sure it's correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Have you learned anything new today? Or this week? Any new facts? I will tell you a new fact that I learned yesterday from TikTok, which has now become Google. Not for me, y'all. I still Google. I'm not afraid. But I heard that the
Google
youth
so much.
I heard the youth literally look up things on TikTok like it is.
It depends. I feel like I do that sometimes, but it's more for like quick like recipes or whatever. But if it's like something real, which I feel like is like, what are the health benefits of blueberries? Like, I will look that up on Google because I don't trust TikTok.
The
WebMD has never wronged me.
WebMD has so wronged so many people. It's like the worst example.
I could have like a mild cold, or I could be dying of the plague.
And you're like, I've made peace with this range of options.
Yeah, that's them.
I learned that pigeons were domestic animals for many, many years. That's why the reason that they're concentrated in cities is also like one of the main reasons is that a lot of times city people would have pigeons as their like domestic animals. And it turns out, and then people at some point in history just decided to abandon them, but they still want to be domesticated, which is why like in cities, they will still approach you and stuff. And like they still want to be loved. But humans are like,
don't all animals want that? Like,
no, I don't think a lion is like, oh yeah, lovely.
I mean, like of the like animals we see every day.
No,
you know
what animals we see?
Like deer. Like I feel like a deer would be like really happy to be in a house.
No, I don't think a deer. Aneesha, no. What is this thinking? I feel like a deer has always wanted to.
That
no,
because I realized that was insane.
Fully keeping.
Okay.
I feel like a doe has always dreamed of a home.
To a great start.
I feel like Bambi just needed a house, not her dead mom.
Oh my god, that movie wrecked me.
That movie, I don't understand why. I don't understand why all the Disney movies growing up, their mom was dead.
You have to.
I think it's femicide propaganda. Yeah. Why are the women always... It's never the dad that's really dead.
Yeah, because I think that you need to... in order to establish the character arc of the heroine,
Yeah.
you need to have like a huge dearth of feminine leadership in your life. And that's the only reason that she would have to cultivate herself and her personality to be a winner. And that's the reason why we root for the heroine.
I feel like I could root if her mommy is alive. She could have other deficits. She could have,
but it's not enough drama.
She could have a thumb missing. I'll be like, damn, you know.
Would you watch that movie?
Yeah. I'd be like, she really needed that thumb.
Would you watch that movie?
I would dead ass watch that movie. I don't need. I've watched many things where somebody's mom was alive.
Okay, thumbless heroine coming.
Thumbless heroine. Thank you so much. Soon. Yeah, yeah. I forgot. Oh yeah, pigeons. Pigeons.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought this was about
they were
me.
domestic. No. Yeah,
right.
That was my new fact. I also learned about the Andromeda paradox, but I'm not smart enough to explain that. I just know that. We can be looking at the same things from the same location, but if somebody is still and another person is in motion, then we're looking at the same things on different days. From that one podcast with astronomers and physicists.
Totally.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. He has one. Look at it. The Andromeda Paradox. This is an excellent opportunity to Google Andromeda Paradox. Look it up. What did you learn?
Are you done?
Yes. Are you well?
What did I learn? I actually learned last week how, and you're going to laugh so hard.
Okay.
I learned how to properly water plants. Aneesha, and I'll tell you why. It was birthed out of necessity because I am going to say it. Plants.
She doesn't care about them.
I don't care about, okay. Whoa.
They give you
this is going to be like a very misconstrued headline.
Clean air.
I like plants. And what they offer. Do I feel like I need to be a successful plant mom? Right now, no, I don't have.
She said, I don't got the capacity.
I don't have the capacity. I don't even have my own house right now. I'm so all over the place. I travel so much. It's like I can barely keep my suitcase packed.
She said, I could barely get vitamin D.
I swear I can't. So what happened was my parents were leaving town and my mom needed help to babysit her plants. And she was like, water the plants. And I'm like, sure, like, she was like,
don't do that.
And by the way, mom and my sister, they're like green thumb people. They're very, very good at plants. And so she's like, you're going to follow me. It's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. Like, take your coffee with you. And I was like, oh, take the coffee with me means this is going to...
She said,
we're going to be here a while. And she's like, touch the soil and put your finger in and make sure that it's dry. And if it's sort of wet, and then you reabsorb the water and all of this stuff and fertilizer, and don't put fertilizer on this day and check this one back in 3 days. And in a week, you can do that. And I was like...
Or we could just let them die.
I'm getting anxious thinking about it. I did it correctly because I can take
also
direction.
Because your mother will kill you dead.
She will kill me dead. But
yes,
also,
rightfully.
The plants are fine.
Okay.
I did well. They're alive.
When this episode comes out, your parents may be
dare
back.
Dare I say thriving?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I learned how to do that, and I thought it was something that people should learn how to do, but I had an allergy to learning about it because I think that plant moms and plant dads are kind of...
Don't do that.
They're kind of like annoying.
No.
Right? They're very like about their plants.
I have plants. I've never been annoying about plants. I've been annoying about lots of other stuff.
Okay. A little annoying sometimes in the sense that it's like, oh my God, did you...
They die, Aneesha.
It's like, yes, plants need water and sunlight.
They die so fast.
Okay, I understand that, but plants don't speak to you, right? So therefore, it's a guessing game at the end of the day.
It is.
I'm not trying to drown every plant and like have root rot or whatever, but it's a learning curve. And I'm learning.
I'm proud of you.
Be saying,
I am proud of you. Good job, friend.
I care so little about this, and I'm still doing it because I feel like it's like feeding yourself. It's like learning how to cook. It's a survival skill.
It is a survival skill.
Watering plants is not a survival skill.
This, I considered whenever I think about my friends and who I would have stranded on an island, I always was like, oh, Aneesha could probably. But now that I hear her talk about plants, it's giving maybe we don't need her. I don't know what purpose you're going to serve then.
Great. You're going to catch a bunch of fish and not know how to cook them.
I could cook.
Yeah, but you're not gonna cook like tandoori salmon on the stranded.
Tandoori salmon. We're gonna have curry.
I make a really good tandoori salmon.
Aneesha's an amazing cook. Actually,
I am. I will take credit for that.
No, she's
That's
such
the one
an
thing
amazing cook.
I will actually, and you know what? It's like one of the things in life.
And an aggressive cook, because Aneesha never cooks like one thing. She'll be like, oh yeah, like just come over for like, we'll have like, I don't know, a chicken or whatever. I don't know. And then you walk in and there's like 20 courses and you're just like,
I'm an Indian woman.
How
like,
many
what do you want me to do?
people are coming? And she's like, oh, it's just you and me. And I'm like, okay.
That's how I was raised, girl.
It's so good though.
No, but that is the one thing that I will actually always brag about. Like, I don't care.
Yes.
I do not care to be humble when it comes to cooking.
No.
When it comes to everything else in life, I'm like, okay, yeah, like so much room for growth and improvement. No.
You're like, there's no growth, there's no improvement. This is perfection.
Down.
Thank you so much.
I throw down.
You do. Yeah, it's so good.
Many years in the making, but yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, I miss your cooking when you lived here.
Oh my God, we had good times.
I know, so good.
We did.
Okay, so today's topic, because we do have a topic here that we talk about, first time experiences. Another important fact about my friend is that there is a twin sister.
There is.
Who's out in the world.
She is out in the world.
Her name is Anuja.
Miss Anuja Joshi.
Hello. Incidentally, also one of my other best friends. They come in sets. You obviously can't.
Package deal.
Do you think
I was your friend first?
You are my friend first. Yeah. She gets that honor. Are there twin people? No, yeah, Tia and Tamara. I was like, are there twins who don't have like shared sets of best friends? Tia and Tamara are an excellent example of that.
I know friends that have different friend groups.
Really?
Twins that have different friend groups, yeah.
I feel like it's so difficult.
It is, but I think
maybe because my experience is you guys, I'm like, how do you even... So you're not hanging out with each other when things are happening? You're hanging out with your separate groups?
Yeah.
But you you go to the same school. You're meeting the same kinds of people for such a large portion. I get it in college if that diverges, right? Like you have your set of college friends and your twin has it.
I think that we did diverge a little bit in college, but...
The core is still...
No, because I think that we're so insular.
Mm-hmm.
And we really do rely on each other. Like a lot. Like when we moved to college, like I went to BU and she went to NYU, and that was separation anxiety like I've never experienced in my life. I thought
that was the first time they've been separated.
We shared a room for 18 years.
Yeah.
And now we're living in different cities. For 4 years, it was like very traumatizing.
Yeah.
And it truly felt like somebody cut my limbs off. And while we wanted to experience life and growth as individuals, we kept coming back to you and Sapna and our family and our very, very core friend group, because that was always the safe space.
Yeah.
And while we go off and traverse and do our study abroads or our internships or whatever, and we have all of these great new experiences, it was like this magnetic pull that called us back to home, to our house, where I would spend time with you and, Sapna, our other best friend.
And our small cult.
Yeah, it was giving cult.
Yeah.
But I'm so grateful for it now, like at my age.
Our big age.
Which is not the... Stop. Your oldest friend, your big age. You realize I'm not like,
I'm older than... People know that I'm older than you. It's fine.
I'm so terrified of aging. Oh my God. Please.
But look at the skin. Age wear. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so she has a twin sister. And today's conversation is going to be a first time being in a bridal party.
Okay.
First time really, I think that was, the first time you're in like a wedding, right? Your uncle's wedding, but you weren't like in the wedding party.
No. I think that, in the sense of being actually like in the bridal party.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to jog my memory. God, my friends would be so mad if I don't remember this, but.
Girl, no, you were not in any other wedding party. I would know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, Indian people don't have it like in that way as much. So like, there's weddings that
Kathy.
it was probably Kathy. There we go, Kathy.
Yeah.
It was Kathy's bridesmaids.
Yeah.
But that was also a very long time ago. And again, Indian people do it differently than
so Indian
culture.
Weddings don't usually have like bridesmaids. It's not the way that it works. Actually, originally Ethiopian people also didn't have that. But like it's like a Western idea. So like Western weddings now have that. Mm-hmm. So now it's also very much a tradition in Ethiopia. But your sister's wedding happened several years ago.
It was 2022.
Gorgeous.
Summer 2022. Can you believe? Coming up on 3 years. Wow.
No, it's actually insane.
Wow. That's crazy.
Stunning in London, and you were in the thick of it.
Oh my God.
Sister
of the bride is not for the weak.
Sister of the bride.
Yeah.
At the time, you were single.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm saying that like it was a question. Yeah, she was single. I was like,
did you not see my misery?
Did you not see me by myself all alone? Me, myself, and that.
You know the Bridgerton, like, what is it? The diamond of the first water. Yeah, it was basically that. Yeah.
You're single.
I was highly single.
Actually, I never asked you this question. Did you feel, because it was so busy for you, it was 3 days of extravagance, and like so much of it is like getting ready, and like Aneesha obviously is like taking on the role of one of being the host essentially with her family. And so like, did you ever in those moments feel like lonely in the sense of like, I'm not in a relationship, or like a sense of like, I wish I had a man here?
Oh, I didn't want a man there. I did not want a man there.
Okay, let's talk about it. Because I wonder what the girlies think.
No, like oh my God.
No.
Going to a wedding with a date is fabulous. Hosting a wedding as a family, and then having to babysit oh my God. Like, maybe not babysit, but then having to
check in and be like,
check-in. Are you okay? Have you had an hors d'oeuvre? There's espresso martinis being passed around. It's like, oh my God, please no. Like, unless you can.
In my head, I'm like, why would I check on my man? My man better be checking on me.
I know, but
I'm not checking on you, boy. You don't give me food.
No, yeah. But that's the thing. My friends and family were always like riding for me so much. I just felt like. Also, when your twin sister gets married, a lot of the times it's in our community, the eyes kind of go to you, and then after that, it's like, what about you? Like, are you next? And then that would be so much an inordinate amount of pressure to put on.
That's so true. Because it kind of fell on Sapna.
They'll be like, you're going to be next.
Yeah, it kind of fell on Sapna because there was like so much conversation.
Not just everybody, like a lot of our friends that were like
dating
there with their, significant other. And then it was like, you can't escape the aunties, man. The aunties really, they find you.
And some people made it through that wedding and some couples didn't. RIP to those of you. It was clarifying. That wedding was certainly clarifying for a lot of people. It was I
think that's natural. Though. I think that's natural with a lot of like weddings or milestones. Even if you go to like someone's baby shower, you just kind of begin to then look at your life and maybe not necessarily compare, but reevaluate.
Yeah,
where you're at.
So So your sister's wedding is happening. You were not in a relationship at the time.
Correct.
But you've been in like several long-term relationships, right? Mm-hmm. You're very much my friend gets into a relationship. You know what I mean? She is like, let's do this 10 toes in when she starts dating.
It hasn't always worked out so.
It hasn't worked out till today right now, but it could work out tomorrow.
Yeah, it could work out tomorrow.
It could work out tomorrow. She's a believer. Yeah. No, she's very much like you. Like, I really admire that about you. You're very much like a believer. Like every relationship, you so believe, and I think that's a beautiful thing because I think that's necessary to fall in love. I think that belief and that level of like I'm ready to get hurt again is very much needed.
I stay getting hurt,
but then you get back up. There are babes who don't get back up. You get back up with the same level of vim. You know what I mean? And I think it's admirable. Like very few people can like get hurt. Men get hurt when they're 17 years old and are taking it out on like their wife 20 years later. So like that is not really that common, but you're very good about like letting the hurt go.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean
but I let it hurt. I let it hurt really bad.
Yeah,
I don't evade or escape,
and
I think that's probably the best way for at least me to cope with things.
Yeah,
I don't like distractions. I don't like to avoid. I don't like to be like, let's dress up and go out, and like I just end up feeling so much worse. Like I feel like,
what do you do after a breakup?
Cry.
For days.
A lot. No, I cry a lot. I cry.
Do you have like a routine?
Just like try to take care of myself as much as I can, work out if I can, let myself rest if I need to. Women are not like men. You know, women also
groundbreaking.
Okay. Let me elaborate. Women also oftentimes with our own like monthly cycle, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you know, we wax and wane.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, when you have these extreme things happen in your life, you know, breakups, getting fired, or like massive things that are devastating to you and your soul and spirit, I try to not try to gaslight myself into thinking that I shouldn't be feeling upset about it.
Yeah.
Because that's not an achiever mentality.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think that the best thing I can do for myself right now is nest.
And
truly like hibernate, rest, take care of myself, self-care, because then I, you know, reattach with my feminine side and I feel like I'm a nurturer, but I'm nurturing myself.
Yeah.
And then I can emerge better.
Yeah.
So I really do. I cry. I really let it hurt.
So when you, okay, so like we're now in our early 30s. I know. Can you
please stop aging me on this thing? Like I can't.
Aneesha is actually
allergic to aging.
She's a newborn baby who's just correct. Very advanced in her linguistic.
That is so. I'm very advanced in my linguistic skills. Yeah, but I'm also a newborn baby.
Yeah, she's actually just newly birthed. So my newly birthed friend, do you feel like at this stage in your life, right? Do you find that you get a lot of comparison because you have a sister who is married and who is a twin? Mm-hmm. Do you find that there's a lot of pressure, even outside of your family, from like the people around you? Do you find comparisons in that sense? Or do mm-hmm. you feel like post her wedding, has anything shifted within you? And has anything shifted in the exterior when it comes to like navigating relationships?
Comparisons, yes. But I don't think it's so much so about her being married. I think that's just a function of being a twin.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, it was always you were compared for whatever. That I wasn't surprised by that. But what I was surprised by was my mourning period after her wedding, which was it's so delicate and bizarre to even speak about. But it really did feel like, and I know this is going to sound really dramatic, and I don't mean it, it's going to come out wrong. I don't mean it in this way, but yeah, this is the best way I could probably vocalize it.
And I feel like a lot of like twins would understand, like the people who
it felt like abandonment.
Yeah.
It felt like you picked your life over me.
Yeah.
Which is so remarkably bizarre to think or even feel, but it's visceral. And I expressed it, and you know, my brother-in-law is one of the most incredible men I've ever met in my entire life. And truthfully, the soulmate for Anuja.
Yeah.
Truly, I don't think I know anybody in this world better suited for my sister.
I agree.
That still didn't change the fact that I was so incredibly jealous of him. And it was
And did this
it hit me
after the wedding?
Oh, it hit me like minutes after the reception.
And I was there for this.
Girl, it was a lot. I think it was a combination of fatigue, exhaustion, euphoria, excitement, exhilaration, pride.
Yeah. And then
happiness,
it all just
then it was just like, oh my God, now what? Like, oh my God, she's leaving me.
Yeah.
Those were the
exact words
leaving me where?
Aneesha was super stoic throughout all of like the ceremonies and like just like going through the motions and just like happy and whatever, doing all the
survival
things.
Mode.
The reception starts and we're all like, oh my God, okay, this is the last hurrah. Like we're turning up. I turn a corner, Aneesha's sobbing in her gorgeous outfit, like a stunning outfit. She's just like, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Somebody died. And she's like, I feel like she's leaving me.
I really did feel that way.
You feel that right now?
Yeah, I did. It was crazy.
It's 10:15.
I think it was just a lack of sleep. Honestly, like I probably averaged on 4 hours of sleep for 3 days.
That's a very real thing.
Yeah, no, but it and then it evolves, right?
Yeah.
So then after that, it became being happy for them, knowing my place now in this new family structure.
Yes.
Where her life now is extended to a new family. And
you're sharing her for the first time.
Yeah, championing that and being respectful of that while also not wanting to let distance come between her and I. And I really, again, have to give my brother-in-law a ton of credit for this because he understood that creating separation or distance between me and her would not only just harm me, it would also deeply harm her.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the definition of true love, right? It's understanding what your needs are. Like she needs me as much as I need her.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm not your first call all the time. I'm your second call, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
But it was a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very...
I'm sometimes the first call. Sometimes.
She's like, sometimes I still am.
Yeah, because sometimes there's only things that I can do for her that he can't. And that's great. That's how it should be.
Yes.
I think that you should, doesn't matter if you're not a twin, even just like with siblings or friends or people.
Yeah.
If you get married or have a significant other in your life, you cannot expect them to fill every single bucket, right?
Yeah.
That's way too much pressure to put on one person.
Yeah.
And there are beautiful connections that you've had your entire life that predate the partner that you end up with.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to make that person your end all be all for everything. I don't believe in that.
Do you think about, or do you get scared about, like, when you also get married, because that is now another massive change in the dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're adding another person, a fourth person to this dynamic now.
Right.
And you've navigated it with you and her husband and her.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to be the one introducing,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any fears about that, or is it just like excitement or whatever? Because you just don't know how that plays out, right?
In terms of what? Like judgment or acceptance?
No, not judgment or acceptance. In terms of how does the dynamic shift? Like, do you feel like we're even going to be... Not that you guys, mind you, they're so incredibly close. There's actually like no separation. There's not. Yeah. But do you fear like changing the dynamic because now you're going to be the person who's not always going to be calling her?
I do and I don't. I don't actually. I do in ways that it's like a change, and I'm a creature of habit, so there is going to be a little bit of an energetic shift when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I don't, because I know that whoever I bring around next, at least I hope, is somebody who I feel like can really assimilate. And I use assimilate not in a way to make it seem like he needs to change his entire life and identity and personality, but to understand what my needs are in this family functioning dynamic and find your rightful place in it that is good and fruitful for you and for everybody involved.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid because I feel like if I pick the right person, that part will come naturally.
Yeah.
I'm affirming that, I hope.
Of course.
I've been wrong before, but that would be the penultimate goal.
Yeah.
Where they can, him and I could stand together as a unit.
Yes.
But then as a collective also support each other. And I would hope to do that for him and his family. That's just what I believe in. That's how I was raised.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I have many siblings. So many siblings. Many.
Yeah. We love big families up here.
Yeah. And it's actually really cool. It's cool because I'm the youngest and I got away with a lot. And
the
that was
princess
very
treatment with
nice
this one is unbelievable. You guys don't even know.
That. They bullied me when I was little, so I have a great personality.
Are you kidding?
I have an excellent personality. They bullied me enough. I earned my stripes. And then I just tell them they're old every chance I get, and I feel like
you've been telling me this entire episode.
I've never said you were old. That
my oldest friend, at our big age of in our 30s, like
early.
Nobody
30s.
asked. Nobody asked how old I was. No one. Not one person asked.
But I was gonna say, I think like most of my siblings are married now. They're with their partners. They have kids, and I was the maid of honor for one of my sisters who got married, and her and I were very close. I ended up living with her for a bit as well, with her and her husband. The first 2 kids she had, I was like there. I was like the third parent, very much a part of their lives. But it's so interesting how each person that gets added to the family brings a different dynamic. And fortunately for my family, all of the partners that have come in have been very much like a plus. Like I feel like each addition has made my siblings a better version of themselves, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's
the dream.
That's the dream.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah.
And I And I'm like trying to think. With that being said, like, do I remember the last time that it's just been me and my siblings? I actually don't. I don't remember the last time it's just been
you're so
me
much younger
and
than
my
them too,
siblings just hanging out. Yeah, but I think it's just that like there's no gathering now that doesn't involve plus ones and plus pluses with the kids.
Right.
That like kids being at it is like a whole other story. But like
gosh,
even
that's gonna change so much again.
It is.
But I will cross that bridge
when we get to it.
I mean, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to be on.
Yeah.
But, like, you know.
Yeah. That really shifts.
That is something I'm
things.
not familiar with. That would then I would come to you for advice about that.
Yeah. But I've not thought of this until we talked about it. I'm like, when was the last time it was me, my parents, and my siblings?
Long time ago.
Yeah. And it's weird because it doesn't feel like I miss anything because the partners understand the family dynamic and are very respectful. I mean, they do think we're like batshit crazy.
But they love it, right? Like that's like their family now too.
Exactly,
they
do. Yeah. Turns out me and my siblings have control issues. Whatever. Okay.
Really?
Who would have thought?
Really?
Who would have thought?
No
one could have seen that. I didn't.
Are you sure?
Who would? I didn't think so.
I don't think so.
Personally,
I'm gonna go with no
cool.
on that one. Yeah,
I'm so chill.
She's a very cool girl.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's when I saw my siblings' spouses, I'm like, oh, y'all need to start a support group. We are unwell. Because we'll like point out things and they're just like, have you guys considered being like
therapized?
Relax for half a second. Like, have you once in your life?
But honestly, I don't want to be relaxed.
And I know, yeah, actually, it's fucking overrated.
I'm not relaxed.
I don't think I will never relax.
I don't think I've been relaxed since
the day you were conceived.
Like 2000, maybe the Y2K.
Yeah.
I remember that being a really good New Year's Eve party, and then after that, I was like,
you went to Disney World for your like 9th or 10th birthday, and that was the last time you were relaxed.
Yeah,
seeing Mickey in real life really changed her.
It did. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I just think that again, back to what I was saying earlier about the grief and going through emotions as a woman and maybe indulging in those feelings a little bit if that's what soothes you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told that I need to be cool to be desirable. I'm not gonna just play it cool. If something is bothering me, I will express it or I will suffocate and die.
Yeah.
And too often
I'm sure there's a third option, but that's not what we're gonna entertain. Therapy.
There's many other options. But I'm saying the point is, if you feel within reason inclined to express yourself or express your frustrations or distaste or anger, sadness, whatever it is, why are we told quell it because it's so disruptive? Do you know how many disruptive things we endure every day? You can deal with the fact that I'm a little annoyed that you didn't do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
I'm not going to scream at you and be unreasonable.
Yeah.
If I am, you are well within your rights to explain to me that I didn't appreciate that. That was out of line. I did not deserve that. And I will then evaluate, and that's my responsibility.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I should sanitize my emotions for your comfort.
Yeah. You don't have to be cool or chill.
That whole cool girl thing,
be you, whatever that is.
And I see so many girls try to do that and, coach each other into doing that. And it's how to get him to, like miss you and how to get him to like you and how to get him to call you back. Oh my God, he will call you back if he wants to call you back.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to. Please, honey, move on. Your life is so much bigger than this. It is so much more than this. I just can't. Like, I can't anymore.
You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be chill.
It's exhausting. Aren't you exhausted?
Yell at whoever you want to.
It's exhausting.
At any time.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. I don't know about you. You can express. You can
strongly suggest that they go to hell.
You can fight for your rights. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't minimize or shrink or edit. Don't edit yourself in a false way to fit into this archetype of what we're told is the most wonderful version of a woman. There's no such thing. The most wonderful version of a woman is you being your most authentic self every day.
Yeah. Do you find when dating that, because it's within this entire scope, do you find when you're dating, like first dates especially, because
worst.
I've been on first dates where like I can see
you're good
a
at dating.
man.
I'm bad at dating, but
I'm terrible at dating. I
first
only
dates are the
date
worst.
in the warm months. Like I'm
I
very,
know, yeah.
I'm an excellent date, bad at dating in that I don't want to do it. The men are, a lot of times the men are so shocked on first dates with me, and I'm always what they always say is like, they'll say, I didn't expect you to be funny, which. Why would you say that out loud? What's the thinking behind that? What a weird thing to say to a human being.
That's really condescending.
Yeah, they'll be like, you're really funny. I didn't expect you to be this funny.
They don't know you. Why would they assume that?
Sir, what do you mean? Not just a pretty face, though. They say that a lot.
So like if you're pretty, you can't be funny?
I don't get it.
Ew.
No, it's very much giving like, I didn't expect you to have a personality.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what it gives to me. And then they're also like, they're like, you say what's on your mind. And I'm like, well, yes. And I think maybe that's what they think is funny. I meant every single thing I said, whether you laughed or not.
This is such a
but do you feel, like, do you ever get that? Because I really do consistently get like men being like, a woman expressing her direct opinions. What a concept. Which I know is a lie because I feel like a lot of my friends are very upfront. Like I don't buy the concept that like women are really like being all reserved and coy and whatever, like in the majority, and lying to men to impress them on a first date to that extent in this day and age. I don't think that is true.
I don't do that. To be fair, I don't think I come out the gates with like my most,
everything.
Not controversial, but like my most polarizing thoughts and opinions, just because I don't know you. So it would be very odd for me to, be that uninhibited on a first date. First dates are just essentially so awkward. I feel like they're like interviews.
Yeah.
And so I would just keep it very surface. And I don't know. I hate, to be honest, I hate dating.
She wants the next first date to be at the altar. Let's wrap this up.
There's like a show like that, right? It's like Married at First Sight. If it wasn't a complete shit show, I would do that all the time.
Honestly, at this rate, I have a 50% chance either way. So meet me at the altar. We can see.
Honestly, down.
How bad could it be?
It's like a gamble.
We have as good a chance as people who've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I'm really bad at small talk.
I
hate the small talk. Is so
don't see that because you're so good with people. I think when it's on a date, do you think you're just like
I just get anxious. Like I just get so itchy in my skin.
Okay.
Because I feel I'm very, very allergic to inauthenticity when it comes to talking to somebody. And I feel like you make all these assumptions about somebody before you even meet them because of their photos, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. All you know is what they look like, sort of, which is not even really what they look like because photos can be edited. Like,
yeah, I was just saying men take terrible photos, so that doesn't inform you of a lot.
Yeah, but also there's so many men that may not look great in photos because they take terrible photos that are the most magnetic, attractive, phenomenal people I've ever met in life and been so wildly attracted to them because of their aura and their magnetism, which you cannot capture in a thumbnail photo on a stupid dating app. So it's just like I already kind of just dismiss all of that. But when you go into the first date, it's like a meeting of the minds where you just have to then try to like level set and meet the expectation of what they thought you were in your head and see if you can turn that ship around or you can. And it's exhausting. It's like, I don't even like this place. I don't like $12 oysters.
This lighting is terrible.
The lighting is bad. It's always that one place that has like oysters, tuna tartare, and like fries and then a burrata on the menu. It's like...
Aneesha tired. She's tired.
You know what would be a great first date? Like just therapy.
Oh,
that would be amazing. Yeah. What if you like actually sat down with somebody and then talked about things?
I want to go. Okay. I would like a first date with the person's therapist before I meet the person. You see it? I feel like that should be.
I want a first
TV show.
I want a first date with the guy's parents. Or parent?
No, I don't trust
Or
your
legal
parents.
guardian.
Some of you have very terrible parents and they have bad taste in children. They can't tell that their baby had bad vibes.
I'm shrinking into my skin.
It's fine.
Oh my God.
It's true though.
Really bad taste in children is one of the most unhinged things you've ever said.
It's
to
true.
be honest.
It's very valid.
No, I just think that I'm losing steam when it comes to being performative for strangers.
Yeah.
I do that for a living. I'm performing all the time.
I want to caveat this by saying, yes, it's very natural that like when we want to make first impressions, like decent impressions. So it makes sense that we come in with a bit of a guard and everything.
Right.
I naturally don't have I just be saying whatever. That's just the way I've been. It's not something that like I trained to do. That's just the way I've always been. And I want anybody to know, be your most authentically unhinged self. It's really not that bad. I'm fine. I'm living.
But are those I don't go on very many incredible dates, but if I were to go on it, the ones that stuck out to me were always the ones where I felt like
comfortable enough.
I felt like the formality was gone.
Yeah.
And there's always this thing where it's like, make a good impression. I never apologize for men. Because why? But also when it comes to this, and I mean, I have a younger brother, and he's sweet and sensitive and intelligent and wonderful. And I would hate for him to get caught in this dating rat race to only be misrepresented because of something like in a social media profile or something very dumb, as handsome and intelligent and wonderful as he is, even if he's like some people are a little shy, they take a little more time to warm up. And I think we're just putting way too much pressure on this where it's, especially in New York, it's like you go on a first date and you're lucky if you get a third date. And it's like, why? And it's because we're treating people like playing cards. It's always like the next choice and the better option. And you're flipping through this deck and you're not actually taking time to get to know anybody. We just slow down a little bit,
I agree.
Every date doesn't have to be this big fiesta.
No.
It could just be two people just meeting and trying to understand each other. And it will be awkward.
Yeah.
It's always going to be awkward. It's going to be confusing and awkward every single time. You don't know this person.
Yeah. Just give it.
I think you should lower the stakes just a little bit,
Try to be as much you as possible, and then give people a little bit more of a chance, unless they do actually also trust your intuition, especially for women, do trust your intuition.
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously that goes without saying.
But if you're like,
if
they
you
were
feel
like
like he's
cool
sweet and you're writing him off because of something inconsequential, I don't think that's cool.
Yeah, give it a second chance.
Yeah.
With that being said, this conversation touched everything. But we're gonna move on to our final topic. We're gonna play a game called Who All Gonna Be There?
Okay.
Yeah. So me and Aneesha both were obsessed with Harry Potter.
Yes.
We raced each other to finish the books. Like the books would come out. Her and I simultaneously would lock ourselves in our separate rooms because not for nothing, no one was really keeping up with us like that in school. No. The only competition we had was each other.
That's true.
So
we were really big bookworms. Yeah.
Yeah, we were really into it. We would recite Shakespeare, like speed recite. We were unwell. We were very unwell. But
what do you mean nobody liked us? What do you mean nobody asked us to homecoming? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah. How could that be? But
like how I didn't get asked to prom. That was
I also didn't get asked out to prom.
Yeah.
But I asked out somebody.
I did too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Look at us now.
Straight up. Yeah. Love that.
But Harry Potter is one of your favorite series of all time.
Yes, it is.
Who All Gonna Be There is a game where I'm going to put you in a situation and you get to pick a character from your favorite book, TV show, etc. And you can only pick 4 characters from that universe. Okay?
Okay.
Incidentally, we were talking about being stranded on an island.
Okay.
You're stranded in an island.
Okay.
This is the wizarding world, not the actors.
Okay.
So like actual Harry Potter characters. Okay. You could only pick. I'm actually only going to give you 3 options.
3 options. Okay.
3 characters you would have.
Okay.
On a stranded island.
Got it.
They can't use magic.
They can't use magic.
So you're really bringing them for survival and personality.
Then obviously Hagrid, he's a gameskeeper.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like...
You see, she's thinking big.
I feel like he could like get
I was not thinking Hagrid, I'm not gonna lie.
Dogs
yeah, that's actually very smart.
And, you know, he can light a fire, and I feel like that's key
very
essential
smart.
survival skill.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Okay. You got 2 more, friend.
Can't use magic.
Can't use the magic.
Can't use magic.
Their magic doesn't work in this world.
Can't use magic is tough, so then it would have to be somebody with like whimsy or intelligence.
Yeah.
I would have to say, in terms of strategy, I'm going to have to go Barty Crouch Jr. Yeah. I think that if you're like, he's very like, yeah.
What? Literally, why?
Yeah, because I feel like he was moldable. That was why he got like possessed. And I feel like when it comes to strategy, like, he could be like a good I feel like he could be like a good runner, like, you know, like a point
Do
person.
Sprints.
Yeah, like, hey, can you go grab that? Like, and he'll be like, yes, father. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Hagrid is like Hagrid.
Okay.
Hagrid is non-negotiable.
And then your last pick.
My last pick. I feel like, because I just feel like we need to pick a woman. I don't want it to be like,
I know. I
was
like,
this
men. Island.
Yeah, but then I'm just gonna have to go with the dame, Professor McGonagall.
Professor McGonagall
is a very smart lady.
Yeah,
she's very good at organizing.
And now I feel so bad for Professor McGonagall because what a group. She would be like, I would not have picked any of you to be on this island with me.
No, but she can really turn a quarter into $1. That lady. That's for sure.
I trust Professor McGonagall.
I would trust her with my life.
I think I might do Hagrid and the twins.
The twins are so useless.
No, we will probably die really quickly, but like I know I'll be laughing.
Well, yeah, the entertainment value.
And that's all like it.
But like, I'm trying to survive.
They're also so resourceful.
Are they?
They're very resourceful.
Okay.
Do you know how much shenanigans you gotta get into to start random shit all constantly? The materials they would always secure just to shenan. I respect it. Use that energy to source food.
You know who I wouldn't invite? Anybody from Dumbledore's army. All of those people were the most useless.
Luna Lovegood was in Dumbledore's army.
You can't use her magic.
I know.
Just like a very like dopey
Luna
girl.
Lovegood will be like, she'll be get taken. I'll be like, girl, see now you got me looking for you, and that's not.
To be honest, I'd really just want Hagrid.
There'll be Aneesha and Hagrid on a stranded island.
Getting drunk with Hagrid seems like a good time.
I think it'll be funny because
drinking pints of beer with Hagrid seems like a great time.
I think it'll be great. Also, like a rescue will come and Hagrid will be like, what's all this hoopla? And you'll be like, because we were stranded. He'll be like,
he knows,
we were stranded.
He speaks to spiders. He knows like all of
He stuff. Won't know that you guys were stranded. He'll be like, "This. I thought we were just having a funny, cool,
I feel like
time."
It was basically like me, like living the way I live already.
It's fine.
It would just be like I'm visiting his house.
Yeah. Well, Hagrid. Friend, we did it.
We did.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let the people know where they can find you. I wasn't kidding when I said my friend is a very talented and brilliant actress, dancer. So follow her on her social media.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's at Aneesha Joshi Official.
Mm-hmm.
That's
on Instagram.
Yeah, just Instagram.
Yeah, and then you can also watch her on The Resident on Fox. It's on Netflix now. She's there along with her twin sister.
Yeah.
So check her out. Check out her work, and you can listen to the show on YouTube. Are You New? And you can follow us on social media at Are You New Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and you can follow me at Kalki_Ijamo on Instagram. And like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, share with your haters. We appreciate it.
Haters. Okay, yeah.
No, yeah, those count a little bit more sometimes.
Yeah, send it to them first.
Send it to them first. Mm-hmm. And thank you for listening, newbies. Bye.
Bye.